All right, we've got a Whirlpool washer and typical setup. You have 4 suspension rods. Now, this one might be a little tricky if you're not sure what you're looking for, because your washer is doing very similar things. That's going to lead you to one conclusion, but there are 2. The first one is your suspension rods. They're bad, okay? You probably already know the symptoms. You're going to be bouncing and slapping all over the place. All right, I like to use one finger. I keep using that finger, I'm not sure why, but let's use one finger. Okay, if you can move it one finger, they're bad, 100%. Okay, 2, more so. We don't need to do the palm. All right, now there's another. So if they're bad, if you're going to do the repair yourself, fair enough, you can do it. Watch my video and you can do it. So now there's another one that I want you to pay attention to. This is the inner basket and you have the outer basket. If you can hold outer basket like that, hold it nice and tight, just use one finger. That's all you need. And we're going to try and move the inner basket. You should not get any movement at all. And if you get a tiny bit, maybe, but if you can use one finger to get that movement, you have a problem. So let's move it and see. Okay, that's super loose. I have not moved the outer. I'm just using it to hold. And look, see that movement? I'm gonna do it again. So the machine is not done. Like I said, if you're going to do the work yourself, you certainly can do it. You'll need probably a tub hub, and you might need a bushing as well. So I will link those in the event that you do have a situation like this. If you were to just replace the rods, or watch my collar video or my other videos dealing with worn out suspension rods, you would fix one issue, but during a spin, the washer could still bounce and move. Not bounce per se, but shake. And if it shakes, it could actually cause excessive vibration and shaking. So if you're not sure what to look for, you could be a little confused. So hopefully this helps. And I will link the videos dealing with the removal of this, because if you're going to do it, you will need to be able to get this off. And I will tell you from experience, I actually have probably 4 or 5 videos with different ways of getting it off. But the best is using a pneumatic, or use a battery operated one. But what it is, it's a nailer. And I think I included that on the video of removing it. You get a special screw, same as what goes into the hole after you remove this one. And it's a 7/16, by the way. Remove it, insert the longer screw, long enough to pull this up, and then once you get it in all the way, you use the nailer and it basically brings it up. Works great. About a 3-minute job. Just make sure though you put a 2x4 underneath your transmission or gear case. You do not want to just keep beating on it. You will damage your transmission. So do not do that. You will damage it. You need something to absorb the amount of impact that is being driven into the shaft. You can spray it overnight. PB Blaster, Cray Oil, even WD-40, or you can even use any kind of CLR or Barkeeper's Friend, one of my favorite. So try those, and a lot of times if you soak it long enough with Barkeepers, I've had one that pretty much you can just pull it right off. Yeah. All right, thanks for watching.